Hey there, it's Shauna. I hope you're doing good. This video is all about the third eye chakra. So, third eye chakra is located right here, just a tiny smidge above the center of where the eyebrows would meet. And third eye chakra, the mantra is I see. And that's because the third eye rules over eyesight, vision, and it rules over our ability to imagine and to dream. It's also associated with the color indigo blue. So the third eye is really important because it's our starting point for manifestation. And I say that because the third eye is where, when we want to cultivate something into our lives, we always want to start there. And that's because when we want to manifest something, we need to get really, really clear on the details of that situation or that thing. So you want a new car. You want to focus on exactly what that car is going to look like, what it's going to feel like. Not just the color or the style or the model and make, but you want to imagine and really get into that third eye chakra by imagining and visualizing how you're going to feel in that car, what it's going to, like the sensation of the seats and the steering wheel in your hand. You're going to imagine when you pick up your friends and they're like, oh my gosh, your car is so cool, and, or whatever. And we want to do this because that's where everything starts. That is the line of manifestation. The line of manifestation is everything coming downward through the chakras. Ideally, we want to have this flow back and forth. We want to have a spiritual connection, moving from the root chakra all the way up to the crown. And then we want to have the flow going downward. Again, we want to have this, once we get that connection to ourselves, that spiritual connection, we want to be able to move that down into the world so that we can have a spiritual connection and a material meaning out of that, so that we can be in both worlds, so to speak. So the third eye is really useful for manifestation for that reason, because when you visualize something, that is connecting you to that thing. The third eye that chakra is said to transcend time and space, and that's why when someone calls you or you think about a person, they call you. There's like that connection where you're like, oh my gosh, like I was just thinking about you, and it's because your energy is connected in some way, and that's picked up through several chakras, but a lot of it is picked up through the third eye. And so when you imagine something, when you create that imagery in your energy system, you are literally pulling that energy towards you. And it's not always going to manifest in the way that you necessarily imagine, but you would be surprised. Because when we imagine things, that's a part of that process of pulling that energy into form. When it comes as into the crown as a thought or an idea, it's still very ether. It's still something that's just kind of swirling around. But when we imagine it, it's pulling that energy down. And when energy gets pulled down, it gets pulled into form, physical form, which is manifestation. So something that is helpful for the third eye is to keep that center clear. That's one of the biggest blocks for manifestation, is that we get interference in that area. So things that are helpful are getting yourself into a meditative state is huge. And that doesn't mean that you have to sit and meditate. Whatever works for you to get into where you feel this flow kind of energy. That's really all that meditation does, is it gets you into this feeling of not worrying or thinking about anything else. So that can be running, surfing, walking, painting, creating, whatever it is. That's really helpful. Anything where you allow yourself to daydream is really helpful as well, because that's going to stimulate this energy here. So That can be doing a like journaling about something that you really want and then closing your eyes and imagining it. That's powerful for the third eye, like huge, huge. And it's like a muscle. So your imagination is linked to your third eye, and when you continuously imagine things and allow your brain to just flow in that way, it's going to be a lot easier. It might be really hard at first because imagination is not stressed very much to us in our modern society. So, 2 things for you to keep that third eye area clear, to help you manifest and pull through the things that you want to pull through, is to get yourself into a meditative state on a consistent basis. Even if it's just 1 minute a day, that is good. That's awesome. Like, good. That's all that you need. So meditative state. And number 2, allow yourself to daydream and to imagine things. If you want something, imagine the details of that thing, whether it's a person that you want in your life, or a car or house or whatever. Like, get as crystal clear on all of those details as you can. That's going to be really powerful. So that's your third eye chakra video. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you soon. Namaste.